YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer here. Welcome back to Final Stretch Horse Racing Manager Sim. We're just gonna get right into it. Appreciate the support on the first episode, as always. We just got to be patient here. We just started this series, so we're not gonna have great success in the beginning. I think the next two races for Z Alpine and Run for Whiskey, I'm actually gonna watch the AI do just to see if they perform a little bit better. Yeah, well, we'll try to do that. So anyways, we got Z Alpine here. Um, Realize she does like relatively soft for the ground surface, which is nice. Let's go ahead. In training, I think I have them good for the remainder of this month. Z Alpine, we're still going to be training her in preferences because we have to unlock a couple more things to see, what else she needs to ensure her success on the track. Run for Whiskey is pretty much good to go. So we're going to look for a race for him. It needs to be short. Ground surface needs to be light sand. So let's go ahead and look to see what we can find here for Run for Whiskey. Like I said, we're going to look for something short on the ground, preferably. And when I say short, I mean probably 1900 or lower, ideally. Now this track is dirt, so that's not going to do too well. Let's see, we have something here next month, sand 1500. That sounds pretty ideal. Jockey wise or driver wise. So my computer game just okay. Let's go to control here. We'll go down halfway. Let's see. Let's actually Willie Ackerman, authoritarian. Let's see how this guy does. 670, quite a bit. So we'll do that for Run for Whiskey. He should have pretty good odds that day. And like I said, we're actually going to watch the AI race and see how they do with him as far as the Alpine is concerned. Again, her endurance is also bad. I would like to get her in a race. We can try, let's see, soft. What track? London. 1800 meters, I think, could work for her, which will be next week. So we'll go ahead and do this, and we'll just give her whomever. Whomever is not going to cost us an arm and a leg. We'll do X Chapman. He's got 2.7 in winnings, 2.7 mil, 610. So much for trying to save money, Eric. Okay. Training wise, like I said, Z Alpine, she'll be doing ground preferences up until race day. Run for Whiskey, he's not racing until middle of next month. So training wise for him, let's see, trainer, big race of Windsor, pre-race preparation, 2 weeks. We definitely want to keep the training orders the same way. I don't think we want to change that at all. Now we need acceleration, technique, and endurance, which none of those should cost. Yeah, so we'll assign Lewis Bridge here to be the trainer. So he's really good with acceleration and technique. So we are going to focus on acceleration here. We'll do acceleration, we'll do technique, give him a week off, we'll do acceleration because he's not really good at endurance training, Lewis, unfortunately. So and I know the endurance needs to increase, but I'm going to see what happens if we do acceleration and technique training. We'll give him a week off, we'll do technique. One thing I was never good at initially when playing this game was figuring out the proper work to rest ratio to prevent injury. I think a lot of my horses used to get injured just because I wasn't good at balancing it out. So I'm trying that here to see if I can find that medium, obviously. What's endurance? Endurance is at 20. We can actually drop speed down to 10. Because the speed is 41. I mean, I'd rather the horse have endurance right now. So we'll put that there. I think we're pretty much good to go. So we'll go to the next event here. And not next month. Golly, next event. Okay. And here we go. We're going to go to our race. which is race 4 on today's card here. We'll click the register to bet so we can see our odds. Alright, let's see what the bookmakers are talking about here. Okay, Z Alpine looking better here today. From Betting Mag, it says talented horse, started the season with solid performances, should be a major player. Latest news also has Z Alpine up there. Says hot temper horse coming to this race very sharp, should not be taken lightly. Crafty also says finished strong lately despite being overweight, looking to confirm. Not true. We came 13th out of 14th. Could have had a better showing. Bookmaker predictions, $30. Why not? I think Bandit Apache is going to get the win. That's from El Dominguez. And P. Ricardo thinks Z Alpine is going to get her win here today. I don't want to mess this up. You can look at the odds. We are the second favorite here today, which is good for Z. So we're actually going to watch the AI race her. And hopefully we do well. Of course, I think I'm going to go back and forth. I'll do some races depending on how comfortable I feel with the horse. And then the horses I'm not too comfortable with, I'll have the AI race. So we're looking for Z Alpine here. That is not us. Where's Z? Wait, were we just on her? There we are. Z Alpine right here. Oh, they got her on the blinkers here today. Nice. All right, so Z Alpine going right out to the front. It's exactly what you like to see. So good start here for Z Alpine. That's exactly what you want. And I gotta say, playing this game on a computer that I can actually run this at like full graphics capacity is really, really enjoyable. Yes, it's obviously not Horse Racing Manager 2, but it's still not bad. I love the saturation. I love the details and just kind of the texture art in general. Even though obviously it's a very basic older generation game, it's still not bad. Like I said, we don't have a lot of options with harness horse racing. We really don't. It's just they're just not out there. So I still think visually for what this game offers, it's still great. And the best thing about it is too, if some of you can't play Horse Racing Manager 2 because you don't have the laptop or a computer that can run it even in the lowest settings, this is still a game you can play. Of course, it's hard to find sometimes. I bought mine on eBay for I think $26 or something. Still very, very enjoyable. Like I said, I think the game mechanics are much more balanced and better in this game than they obviously are in Horse Racing Manager 2. Even with patches and updates, as I always will say, that it has improved. But I think this game, by default, the game mechanics were already solid. It's just a matter of whether or not it was challenging or not to the individual player. So Z Alpine's looking good. Coming around turns 3 and 4 here. She's sitting on the outside third. Hopefully her endurance will keep. She stayed up there towards the front, which is good. So we'll see how she is able to close in here. I believe we are approaching the stretch. She's still sitting in 4th place. Now the horses are moving out. Looks like she might be moving up into 3rd, and she is in 3rd, battling this horse on the inside. And we'll see how she's going to run with these last 300 meters to go. She's still sitting outside in 3rd. Got a strong push from the 7. Z Alpine is going to try to push. As long as she finishes in the money, I am content. And she is now slowly starting to drop back. I'm going to change the camera angle here just to see how she actually finishes at the wire. And it looks like if we're fortunate, oh, it's going to be close. She could have gotten 6th. And we did get 6th. First money finish though, only $941, but still finishing the money. Not bad. So I'm not sure if I could have done better. But still, that's a 6th place finish. It's a bounce back. First money finish of the season. We'll take it. Ran with the best for some time, but lacked stamina towards the end. No surprise, lacked speed to contend in the stretch when I urged him. This is a her, Mr. Driver. Horse did not give it all. Thought it'd be fresher at this point. So stamina, unfortunately, probably did render her a little bit at the end, but I'll take the 6th performance. We're lacking some staff and assistants. Consequently, we have to hire temporary staff. So they want me to hire another assistant staff member. According... Okay, so let's go to staff here. Management, let's see. I mean, is my assistant not good? His morale's going down. Maintenance staff has went up. Everybody else's morale is not exactly the best. They said we need another assistant. 2 assistants? I mean, I guess 2 assistants should be okay. I'm just gonna get the assistant with the lowest salary. Jean-Louis Vagol. Probably butchered that. We'll hire him. So there's another assistant manager. We have 2 now. We should be good. Okay, morale has gone up. See, these are the simple things I like about this game. You know, the decisions you make actually have an influence on other various factors. For example, we needed another assistant staff member. Morale was down. I just hired this new assistant. Morale goes up for everybody. So hopefully that will mean more efficiency for everybody working here. Now, Jackie is supposed to be the trainer, but I don't see her as an option when I'm trying to train my horses. So why isn't she popping up? Lewis pops up. I guess Jackie is here. Run for whiskey. Let's see if anything's actually increased with his stats here. Let's see. 41 still, 33. Oh, acceleration actually went up to 34. Okay, so that's a bump. Technique went up to 29 from 25 a couple weeks ago, so that's good. Endurance still at 39. So technique did bump up quite a bit because we put a lot of emphasis on that. Acceleration bumped up a little bit. So hopefully that continues to go. And next race for Run for Whiskey, we'll also watch with him. So for Z Alpine, surface, she does like sand, which is good. So we're starting to figure out some more things about her. So we can obviously put her in the most ideal races and give her the best chance of obviously performing well. So let's go to training. We'll continue to do preferences with her, give her a week off, preferences, because once we got to get all of her preferences sorted, then we'll be able to focus on the other aspects of training. I really want to make sure all the preferences are figured out, then we'll be good to go. So we'll do that. We'll do that for a couple of weeks, see how she is. And I would say let's go ahead and just fast forward to our next event here. So we Run for Whiskey. And actually before we race, let's go back to the main menu. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Did it save or did it just like log me out? Are you kidding me? Did it really just send me backwards? Oh, that's so annoying. I thought it was an... wow. Oh, that's really... I just wanted to double check some progress, but I guess once you get to the race week, if you go back, it's sending you to the... Well, we're obviously not going to rewatch the race. We're just going to put her in the race. I'm probably just going to give her a better jockey or a better driver. I always say that. That's really, really annoying. I didn't know that was even a thing. That's, yeah, that's really annoying. Oh boy, Run for Whiskey. We had him in a race in what, Windsor? So we'll do that. And watch, our performance is going to be worse this time. Like that would really suck. Oh, that would really, really, really suck. So we're just gonna get through this stuff very quickly. Z Alpine, we'll keep her there. Whenever we get back, we'll have her do preferences. Preferences, same ordeal. Run for Whiskey, we know what we're doing with him. We're going to do acceleration, technique, give him a week off, acceleration, technique, give him a week off, acceleration, week off, and then he'll go to race day. So let's fast forward to the next event. I'll have to search for assistance. We'll go to our race, sim to the race. We know what the odds are going to be, so we're just going to go ahead and just simulate. Wow, the race we don't win. Okay, this worked out. Z Alpine ended up getting a win. Who was the driver? Edmund Cody. I'm gonna have to keep him, keep tabs for him to see if we can obviously get him back with her. Let's see, what am I looking for? Distance, slope. Okay, we'll put driver. It's all the way at the right. I'm just trying to do something with my spreadsheet here, but that actually worked out. I can't complain now. I actually cannot complain. We actually get a win. The 6th place effort turns into a win. Edmund and Cody. So we'll try to see if we can get him again as a driver for her. 11K in earnings. Z Alpine gets a win for us. Yeah, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. I cannot complain. I'm going to make sure I definitely save right now. Staff, nothing about staff. Wow, Z Alpine actually moves up in category. So she was listed. Does she move up into Group 3? Nice. The Alpine officially moves up into Group 3 off of that win. That's huge. That is really, really huge. She actually moved up. Okay, so we're going to save right now because don't want to lose that progress. So she actually moved up from that win. That's pretty good. I mean, that's awesome so far. Statistically speaking, of course, we're not really training her anywhere else because we're focusing on her preferences. So her other individual stats aren't really going to increase. Run for Whiskey, though. Let's see if anything's increased for him. Not yet. Staff-wise, we're good. I'm just going to fast forward a week just to see if anything changes here. Staff. Okay, we do need assistance. All right, so that did pop up again. Authoritarian, no. I'm a participant. Like, why do they keep changing my thing? Who do we hire? We hired John, Lou, whatever. Alright, let's make sure staff is... Morale is up, okay. Jackie Plaza, her morale is down a bit. I have no idea why. But yeah, we're a participant. You will participate with our employees. Custom follow-up. If you want to do that, let's see. Horseshoe quality, I think let's actually look at both horses. Yeah, the horseshoe quality is nice, so we don't have to do that. So Run for Whiskey will be training in technique. The Alpine will be training in braking. Which I don't even recall if I set that up for the training schedule. Glad, make sure Lewis is working with her trainer. Huge emphasis on preferences. Speed I'll sacrifice because we need endurance. I really do. Like I said, we're going hard with preferences right now, focusing on her weaknesses. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Alright, let's fast forward another week. Anything new? Not as of yet, but let's check Alpine, see if there's any new preferences unlocked for her. Still nothing so far. Her form is only 39. Might be a little concerning. Let's see. Acceleration did go up for Run for Whiskey. It was at 33, so 34. So pretty much the same deal before I accidentally went back in the game. It actually worked out better for us that we did that. And technique jumps from 25 to 31. Fantastic. So that's really good. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the next week, which I believe our race is up today, if I'm not mistaken, or week after. So Alpine, does she go to the vet? She got sick, needs to fully recover. At the end of the rest period is advised to allow time for fitness work. Alright, so she is sick right now, unfortunately. I think 3 weeks is how long she's going to be sick for. Yeah, she's sick for the rest of this month. So when she comes back, we'll still do preferences. I'm going to try to be a little bit more... I'm going to do off and on for her. Like I said, when it comes to training of this game, I still have to figure it out. But I know for sure if you just go crazy with training your horses, they always end up getting sick or injured. So really have to make sure you keep that delicate balance of training and rest, obviously. So we'll do that for her. Run for Whiskey, it should be up here. So last race on the card. We're going to watch this one as well. 25,000 purse. Let's see. Run for Whiskey. Nah, he's okay. He's up in there for the betting mag. Coming of age. This quality horse should be competitive here. The distance fits his or her style. Should be a strong contender. Fits his style. Okay, so he's there for the betting mag. Latest news. Nothing in the latest news. Crafty. Yep. Can be very successful when held in check. Can be competitive against these horses. CL Dominguez thinks Illuminator del Nor is going to win. Same thing with P. Ricardo. Run for Whiskey. We're expected to finish midfield here, so not terrible. We'll see how the driver does. Let's go ahead and watch. Well, like I said, I was initially annoyed with the game going back and not saving, but it worked out. We ended up getting a freaking win for the Alpine. So here we go. We are off and pacing officially. Run for Whiskey's going to put his head down. Look like he's going to try to go towards the front. Let's see if he's actually able to establish some early control. Not sure. He's right on the outside of this horse here. So riding fast. It's a little worrying. Hopefully the driver, Andreas Renier, gets him under control, because his stamina isn't great. So if he's riding too fast for a majority of this race, that's going to be bad. Let's see. Looks like everybody, they're down to normal. Run for Whiskey, still riding too fast. See, that's not good. It seems like these other horses, a couple of them are riding hard. Most of them seem to be normalized right now. Run for Whiskey, still riding too fast. We're going to have to see if this driver is able to get him under control here. Because if he's riding too fast, stamina is definitely going to be a problem in the end. And now he's getting pushed here. Huge surge from a couple of horses on the outside. We're still in second, though. Now we're running normal, which is good. So he was running fast, I would say, for maybe the first half of this race. He's down to normal right now. Still sitting inside, tucked in the pocket in second place. Chasing the leader, whom is Real. No, Real is actually on the outside. The favorite is actually the one in the lead, running at a good pace here. Jockey's putting him under the whip. Now, Run for Whiskey says he is running easy, so let's see if we're going to be able to challenge. Of course, the endurance is going to be the big deal breaker here. So now the field is coming out. We're still in second place. We'll see how Run for Whiskey is in the stretch. He's going to get passed by the 2 horse. Looks like he can get passed by the 16. I'm thinking stamina is definitely hurting us right now. So let's go ahead and change camera angles here to see how it's looking. We actually catch a couple of horses. So actually the driver's able to keep him under control. We get a 3rd place finish for Run for Whiskey. I will take it. It wasn't looking too good initially. Those other horses gassed out. Not bad for Andreas Renier. That's another driver I think we'll probably keep. I mean, if they're getting good performances, there's really no reason to change them right now. Yeah, pretty good performance. So lack speed to contend. I don't really care about the speed. I just want the endurance. We'll get to the point where we'll have speed. I'm not worried about that. So that's a good 1-3 finish for both of our horses. So I believe Alpine, she's got one more week before she's ready to go. Run for Whiskey, he is still resting up. We're going to get him back to training here relatively soon. Actually, we're going to look to see when the next race is that we can do for him. Let's check out our staff morale. It's not looking too good. Delegate, why do they keep changing my things? I don't understand. I don't get it. I feel like the AI is constantly changing my attitude towards my staff, which is not what I want them to do. Okay, I need to actually go into my finances to see what is costing me the most. These are my horses, not what I wanted to look at. Budget. So salaries obviously is where most of our money is being paid out to. Buildings and maintenance is hardly anything. Horses, food. Let's see, building maintenance. Let's see. Where do I want to put more emphasis? I mean, our maintenance costs aren't really that high. It's more so the staff. Increase morale, yeah. I want to increase my morale. Who's our other trainer? Thinking if we actually increase the morale, hopefully the assistants' morale are high, but everybody else is not looking too good. Jackie Plaza. I'm gonna see if I can increase her morale because Jackie's already there, and then Fabrice Johnson. I'm looking to see who else would be beneficial to dedicate some time to. Stableman. We'll do Neil. Let's see, morale. IQBC Ray. We'll do Neil Gotti. Since he's an assistant, hopefully he'll be able to kind of motivate everybody else. Yeah, pretty good efforts though so far. Pretty good efforts. So we'll do that. Let's go to the race calendar. Actually, before we do that, let's look at our buildings here. So we have staff buildings up to category 1. We have 2 boxes, which we're going to stick with the 2 until we eventually want to welcome more horses. Paddock. I think we'll keep the paddock where it's at as well. What other structures can we buy here? Anything new? Hangar, horsemanship, career. We already looked at horsemanship, increases your fame, career, reduces the cost of food for horses. How much is our cost? Let's see. Let's go to budget. Horses' food is 320. That's not terrible. I'd honestly rather work on trying to lower the cost of. Well, can't really even lower the cost of our salaries because we have to pay what we pay. It's really the biggest thing. So here's a layout. I totally forgot to show this in the first episode of how you can upgrade all the buildings to eventually where you're at a point where you have everything. So as you can see how this tree goes, everything that's obviously highlighted in this weird, I don't even know what color this is. It's like I don't know what color this is, but all of these are buildings we still have yet to purchase. So I'm trying to think. Improves your fame and efficiency of a fitness training, speed, increases your fame and helps with the taming of horses. We're not worried about that. Increase your fame and reduce food costs. The grooming room might be beneficial to get. Increases your fame, lets you host other horses. Not worried about that. Loop track improves horses' behavior and its adaptation to jockeys. Mechanical walkers for the fitness exercises of horses. Solarium improves the efficiency of fitness exercises. Pool is good for reducing unavailability period after an injury. Mechanization is good for maintenance staff. That's what I need. I think better staff overall is going to help everything as far as our stable is concerned operate more smoothly. Saddlery, that's a word I don't say too often. We need the same thing for that. So we need a hanger. We need a hanger, and then we can get mechanization and salary. So this kind of reminds me of Civilization. They might play Civilization. Just kind of the obviously the layout of this. Buying this thing so you can obviously get to this thing, and then get to that thing, and so on and so forth. I do like that in games. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to buildings, and let's see, can we build a hangar? We can. Cool. So we'll build the hangar, get it to category 1. It'll cost 15K. Maintenance will only be an extra $15 a week. So cool. All right, let's go to the racing structure. Let's go to the racing calendar, Eric. The Alpine will wait till she gets better to put her in a race. Run for Whiskey. I think he'll be ready to go. Let's find another race. This time we're going to race him. Preferably 1500 if we can, but a lot of these races are mounted, and he'll have a really long layoff. So let's go to shortest distance. Yeah. A lot of these races are mounted, which I don't like. 1900 seems to be the next best thing we can do for him. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and race him next month here, or a couple weeks, I should say. Elmire, I need to be sure this is actually a track that he'll perform well on, because he needs to be running on the track that's on the right, where the rail's on the right. If it's not, he's probably not going to have a really good performance, and my laptop's like completely being slow. Blah! Alright, we're just going to have to go to tracks, Elmire. How's this look? Trots. There we go. Oh, darn it. See, this is not good. Run for Whiskey. Well, neither of these horses want to run on a track like this, obviously, counterclockwise. So that's not going to help us. So that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, it's really a bummer. I mean, putting that horse in that race just for the heck of it, I don't think is going to be much good to us. And I'm just worried about anything that's over 2,000 meters just because his endurance is not great. But you know what? Actually, we'll give it a shot. I'm going to let the AI ride with him here. I wouldn't feel confident racing him here on a track that's counterclockwise. Who was his initial driver? Was it Cody? No, Andreas right here. I'm actually going to try Edmund Cody, the driver that won for Z Alpine. I'm going to get him and see if he's able to do well with Run for Whiskey. So Edmund Cody, there he is. Understanding driver. Salary-wise, he's not too bad. So we'll book him for Run for Whiskey. So let's go back to training here. So Run for Whiskey, let's see. We want to continue to improve endurance. We'll have him train in endurance. Give him a week off. He'll be racing. See Alpine. We're just going to wait till she's ready to go. So yeah, we will fast forward 1 week just to make sure anything new pops up. Horse. The Alpine is fully recovered and can resume training. Excellent. So, have Lewis, obviously, training her. Still focusing on those weaknesses. She's doing preferences for all the remainder of July, which is fine. Let's check on our staff here. Okay, morale has gone up for the trainer Jackie Plaza. Maintenance staff, Zoe, his morale has gone up. Neil Gotti's morale is still up. Everybody else is down, which hopefully that'll improve with maybe a win this week or a really good showing. Anyways, so let's see. Is anything improved for her statistically for Z Alpine? I don't think so. Yeah, because like I said, we've just been focusing on prep. She likes very long, really. She likes very long distances, and her endurance is only 40. I don't know how that makes any sense, but okay. Interesting. We have a couple more preferences to unlock for her. We need to know if she wants a companion, whether she wants blinkers or not, or an earplug. I think the blinkers worked for her, so hopefully that is the case, but we'll have to wait until it's officially unlocked. She's working on breaking in training. Long distance. That's really interesting. Anyways, let's go to race day here for Run for Whiskey. Race 4, like I said, we're going to watch because I don't know how he's going to perform on a counterclockwise track. This is not where he wants to be, but we'll see if he'll even have a chance here today. And probably not. He's not in the betting mag. Not in the latest news. Not in Crafty. Yeah. Now let's look at the actual odds. Run for Whiskey. Where is he at? I don't see him here. Oh, there he is at the bottom. Yep. At the bottom. Not looking too good at all. Still going to watch the race and see how he performs. Okay, so let's find Run for Whiskey here. Where is he at? Wait. Run for Whiskey, where are you? Okay, he's going to the front right now. There he is. He's getting out really good. He is getting out really, really good. And if he can go to the lead and set the pace, that would be really ideal. He's running hard right now. He's not even running too fast, which is really good. So Run for Whiskey's in the front, setting the pace here, which is obviously pretty ideal. Okay. So we'll see how he does. Like I said, this is not his preference to run on a counterclockwise track. As that horse behind us is literally like in our shoulder, but it's okay. But yeah, we're gonna see. By the way, for anybody that's driving, Basic Blue, I know you said you drive. I've always wondered how it is for you guys when horses are literally like the horse behind you, like their face is basically like right by your ear. Like I'm sure you've obviously gotten used to it, but when you first started driving, did that ever become nerve-wracking? Did that ever bother you or unsettle you in any way? Just when I've watched POV cams of drivers, I'm just like, wow, you literally see the horse's, head and nose basically right by their face, right by the driver's face of the horse in front of them. I just always wonder kind of, like I said, I'm sure you guys just obviously get used to it and you just don't pay attention to it after a while. But I always wondered initially if that was a little unsettling, just to literally have a horse's face like right on the left side of you as you're leaning back and the sulky. So anyways, Run for Whiskey looking good here. 500 meters to go. That horse that was behind us is going to pop the pocket, and he's going to go straight to the lead there. That is Mexican Blonde. Such an interesting name. So, Run for Whiskey's going to challenge him back here. Edmund Cody's going to try to rally. We got 200 meters to go. Run for Whiskey, I think, is still in the lead, being challenged here by the 13. And a couple horses are going to go past. Let's see if he gets another kick. And right now we're 4th place. I mean, this is still going to be a good effort. If we're able to finish strong, it looks like at the wire, 4th place. That's still a great effort. I think Edmund Cody's a really solid driver for us. I think we may make him our permanent driver until he starts doing bad, but that's a money place finish, $2,000 there. Run for Whiskey finishes 4th on a counterclockwise track. That is a good effort. We'll take it. Yeah, I like Edmund Cody so far. I think he understands these horses pretty well. So that's a good effort. I'm really content with that. So I'm going to go ahead and save right quick again. You guys know me. Just got to be in the habit of saving because weird stuff happens. Alright. So, good effort. Let's go to boxes here. And like I said, nothing statistically should be changing for Z Alpine so far. So, results. Came 4th horse. Your horse Run for Whiskey moves into the upper category. Awesome. So, both of our horses have upgraded in this video. They both moved from listed to group 3. So that's some good stuff there. So let's see, run for whiskey. Anything else increased statistically? No. Okay. So let's actually get him in another race, and then we'll decide what we'll do with the training. And the next race we'll do with him, we're actually going to race. Well, we'll actually do the racing ourselves. I hate the mounted races. I hate them. I'm not a fan of them at all. They're very interesting. I'm just not a fan of it, I should say. I don't even want to bad talk it, but man, there's not a whole lot we can get for Run for Whiskey. I definitely don't want to do a race where I'm really going to have to manage stamina. And running him on dirt, I don't think is ideal either, so we want to avoid that. So he's going to have quite a layoff here. We're not going to be able to really put him in any ideal races. On 3,300. I mean, that's, ugh. Like I said, I don't like the mounted. But I guess, you know what, I'll show you guys. I'll just show you how it looks just for the heck of it. If you've never seen it in this game before, it's very interesting. So we'll try it, and this is actually a race I'm not going to do. We will watch this one. I just want to make sure I can do a race that I'll feel confident about. Both of these are dirt. Ugh. Whatever. I think... Yeah, we're not even going to run them back to back. Okay, Edmund Cody, you're up again, sir. So Edmund Cody will be we'll be doing that mounted race. So we'll set up his training right now. So he's not racing all the way till October. So the benefit of that is we can just train him up in endurance. We'll do 2 endurance trainings. Actually, we'll just do off and on. We'll continue to focus on acceleration too. That seems to really be helping. So we'll do acceleration, endurance, rest. Acceleration, endurance, rest. We're just going to literally do that all the way until race day. There's enough time in between. We're not running him into the ground here. That should be just enough to improve his endurance as well as his acceleration. We're getting out, if we're able to get out early and have the stamina to last, that is ideally what you want. Yeah. So, let's go to the Alpine. Let's see if we can get her in a race. Hopefully one that we can actually do ourselves. Mounted, again, we're not doing them. 2,000 meters, that's a little bit better. And apparently since she likes longer distances, I guess we can kind of manage that. Now this is dirt. I still need to look for something on the sand here, which we're not really finding. And all these are dirt. Okay, here's some sand races. 3,000 meters. Ugh, I don't want to do a 3,000 meter race with this horse. I really don't. Let's see. There's a handicap, and then there's... We'll just enter her in this race, the Council Trophy in Charlottetown. 3,000 meters. Hope this track is on the right. Let's see. Yes, it is. Cool. Edmund Cody, like I said, we'll keep him in the sulky. He seems to be doing well. We'll keep him there until he starts performing bad. Honestly, like $2,000 for this race. Why? When did his salary go up? Hold on. $2,000. Why? $5,000. Okay, everybody's salaries this race is higher. All right, whatever. Again, another race we're gonna have to simulate. Ideally, I can do the longer distance races, but it's just like, ugh. I'd rather not. Okay, so Z Alpine, again, we'll do preferences off and off for her until we get all those labeled out. We'll do that all the way till August to see how she goes. So we're just going to fast forward 1 week here, see if anything improves. Fast forward another week. We got some info here. Horse, it is the end of the most favorable breeding season. It will start again in February. We're not worried about that right now. Let's go to boxes. Let's see. Run for Whiskey. Has he improved anywhere? No, not yet. But we'll see if he gets there. So, another preference has been unlocked. She doesn't want a companion. Just fine. Horseshoe quality is still doing good as well for both horses. Run for Whiskey, he hasn't improved much lately. I wonder why, training-wise. Lewis Bridge is still training him. Focusing on acceleration and endurance. Just need to take that, put that to endurance. We lowered the speed by 5 to put it to endurance as far as our training orders are concerned. Let's fast forward another week. Yeah, both of these horses aren't racing all the way till October. So we just have to keep monitoring Z Alpine just to see if anything new becomes unlocked for her. Her money's starting to dwindle. She does like the blinkers, which is good to know. And then earplug is the last thing. So now we can actually start to train her legitimately. Let's see. Her acceleration, technique. I mean, her and Run for Whiskey pretty much need to improve in both areas. We'll train her in endurance. Train her in technique, because that technique is pretty abysmal. Yeah. Okay, 3. Getting closer. Here to the next race day. Still, Run for Whiskey hasn't improved yet. Like I said, we'll just continue to proceed through this week by week. Let's see how our management's looking. They're just kind of up and down. So we'll just have to manage that as we can. Now we're into September. And that's the only problem with not having ideal races for your horses. You're just losing kind of money. Dietitian came to examine Z Alpine, gave some advice on a more adequate diet. Okay. And same thing for Run for Whiskey. Diet. So let's go to feed. That's actually something I did not check at all. So for health for Z Alpine, small weight loss, bulimic tendencies, poor recovery, temporary nervousness, slight diarrhea. Well, that's not good. So looking at this, feed is going to cost a little bit more, but I think that's necessary. Come to Run for Whiskey, small weight loss, appetite loss, uneven recovery, moody, poor digestion at times. Okay, what was I gonna do? I was gonna go to custom follow-up. We're good. I don't think I need to do a custom follow-up right now. Yeah. Feed. Grass and hay. Should be good. Hopefully that'll improve both of them. Obviously. So we're getting closer to race days. Run for Whiskey's endurance, or excuse me, acceleration does finally go up to 35. So it's slowly moving up there. His technique is at 31. Still Z Alpine. Nothing's really improved for her yet. She's resting right now. So we'll go another week. Now she's training in technique. When's the first race? First race is until next month. So actually, let's just go ahead and fast forward to the next event. Z Alpine, she's up today. This race is 3,000 meters. We'll be watching it. This is a counterclockwise. Only a field of 9. I gotta be honest, I'm actually quite tempted to do this race. It's a short field. She's probably bound to pop up in a couple of predictions. Let's see. They got us finishing middle of the field. 3,000 meters. I'm kind of tempted to do this race, but I don't really know if I want to. I really don't. In fact, I need to look at the endurance of the other horses. Let's see. Her endurance is 40. Let's see what everybody else's is. 73, 59, 39, 32, 34, 61, 75. Okay, yeah. So there's only, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 other horses in this race that our endurance is better than. So I'm not doing this. I'll watch the AI. I would feel a little bit more confident if perhaps this race was filled with horses whose endurance was less than ours, but there's only 3 horses who have an endurance less than ours, so I don't really feel confident about racing here. So we're trying to get to Z Alpine here, finally. So we had post position 9, so she's coming very far from the outside. Edmund Cody once again in the sulky here. We'll see how he handles her. So they're going 5 wide up there. 6 horses with, I think, 3 early trailers. Now, Z Alpine dropping to the outside, still behind a couple of horses, and we have to assume probably most of those horses, the 5 in front of us, have better endurance. That's a shame, though. I mean, there's horses in this field with twice as much endurance as her. So maybe that's a key that we need to really focus on her endurance training. And golly, those 2 horses are way back there. So at least we know, as of now, we're not finishing in last. But I was just going to say that since we know she actually prefers very long distances according to her profile, we should focus on endurance training. Because maybe once her endurance gets up to a point where, you know, right now her endurance is only at 40, right? So if we can work on getting her up to, let's say, 60, 65 plus endurance, and then we enter her in these longer races, she could really have a much better chance of actually performing well. So that's probably going to be my focus for her. Her technique and adaptability are terrible. Statistically, her technique is only 14. Her adaptability is 16. So we obviously need to improve that. Her acceleration is 30. I don't think she gets out too bad. She's definitely not as quick as Run for Whiskey. I think he gets out much faster, but her acceleration isn't terrible, so we'll still continue to kind of work that into the background, but I really want to focus on that endurance. I feel like that's going to be a huge game changer for us in general. We're not even really going to need the speed as much. As long as we have the endurance, you see obviously in some of these races, it's really a matter of endurance. Yes, horses with, you know, that elite speed obviously are going to be able to make their rallies in the stretch a lot more efficient when it comes to, it actually really depends on their positioning. Obviously if they're, I would say, closer towards the front midfield, they'll be able to blow past the other horses, depending on what their stamina is. So I know eventually speed is going to come into play, but like I said, in this game, stamina is really, really huge. Really huge. I mean, in any horse racing game, stamina is big, but I think in these type of games, these manager sims, the endurance is really a big part of it. You can have all the speed in the world, but if your horse is tiring out in turns 3 and 4 before you even get a chance to unleash that speed in the stretch, it's a waste. Or you get into the stretch, your horse has a really nice burst for 200 meters and then gasses out before the line and you get passed up by half the field. What good is the speed then? You know, and I've always been a huge advocate of just speed in general. I love speed when it comes to racing, but I also believe kind of in that preservation of having that endurance, outlasting some of the competition, especially, like I said, in these type of games. I think it can be pretty vital right now. So we'll focus on endurance. That's going to be our main focus for this file, for this game. Horse Racing Manager 2, when I start that game up with the Thoroughbred career mode, I'll probably still have the same approach, but we'll see. But right now, endurance is definitely the key. So we're about to be coming around the home stretch. There's only 7 horses now. Race of 9, or is a field of 9. 2 of them are not even in contention. So at least, like I said, I know we're not coming in last. 500 meters to go as we approach the final turn here. And Z Alpine is just kind of cruising. Let's see what the jockey profile, driver profile says. She's running easy. So Edmund's not really doing anything. North Survivor is running 47. And you see, that's going to be the difference here. She's only running 45 kilometers an hour. They're running 46, 47, even 49. So that's where the speed comes into play. But again, these horses probably are all the horses that had stamina of like over 65. Like I said, the Alpine stamina, her endurance is only a 40. So we're only going to be able to run her at such a speed. But once we improve her endurance, we'll be able to run her faster and more consistently. And we still get a 6th place finish. We still get an in-the-money finish, I believe. So that is still a good effort there for Z Alpine. Yeah, we still get 6th place. That's still a money finish. So, like I said, we're definitely going to focus on endurance. I like her with the pink bleakers. I like how they got it to match our silks. Yeah, this has been really fun. This has been really fun. 3,000. So that race, because of the purse, was a lot more. We actually get 3K for it, which is nice. Now, unfortunately, financially, we're getting kind of down to it. We're going to need to take a loan here very soon. Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to need to avoid those type of distance races just because she just doesn't have the endurance to compete with the rest of the field. She still didn't do bad, but until her endurance is at a point where, like I said, her rating is 65 or 70, it's probably not going to be best to put her in a race at that distance. So let's go to management here. Morale of these people up and down. Like, golly. I'm not gonna fire anybody yet because I don't think we're doing terrible. It's just we just don't have a lot of races we can really enter these horses in. We're just we just have to bide our time here. Do the best that we can. Run for Whiskey. We'll get him in a race, and then that's how we will close this video out, which he should be coming up here soon. Yep. Z Alpine, we'll have her rest, and then we'll get back into her endurance training. Now, unfortunately, Lewis Bridge, his rating for endurance training is awful. It's a 3. So don't know how well that's gonna go. Unfortunately, I have no idea how well that's gonna go. Should definitely. Let's see, we're focusing on... Actually, I can take off preferences now, because we've pretty much gotten everything figured out. We'll drop preferences like down to like 5 right now. Endurance for sure. Technique for sure. But endurance is really the main key. Focus on the weaknesses. Focus on that endurance and that technique. Her acceleration is okay. We'll worry about speed later. That's our focus for Z Alpine. Financially, we have about... Our expenses is $2,500 per week, which means every month, not including if we're registering our horses for race, we're at least losing $10K a month. So at this rate, we have probably 4 months left. 29 weeks. Yeah, we got about 4 to 6 months left without taking out a loan. Like I said, eventually I probably will take out a loan if we don't get a big win here soon. So let's go ahead and go to the next event, which will be the last race in this video. And I don't remember if I said... Okay, this is a mounted race, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I'm not going to participate in it myself because they're very interesting. Yeah, this is a mounted race. We'll watch it. I'll show you. Just like I said, some of you may have not actually seen mounted races in these games. Run for Whiskey's in the betting mag. In the latest news, in the crafty, let's actually see his odds. So he's expected to finish 5th. We'll see how Edmund Cody does. We've pretty much made him our permanent driver. Now we got to find Run for Whiskey. There he is. I've never actually seen any of these races in real life, like this type of race. Never seen it at all. But Run for Whiskey, he is out towards the front. Oh my gosh, these guys look huge on these horses. They look huge. Run for Whiskey though, out in the front here. I gotta admit, in this game, it's pretty. There's like a spoof horse racing game. I forgot what it's called. It's like a Japanese spoof horse racing game where it's like horses. There's like horses and giraffes and just like weird things in that game. This is what this mode reminds me of now. Run for Whiskey, though, he's leading. I mean, if he's able to get a win, I'm not going to complain. I will never participate in these races myself, but I mean, if he's able to win and is able to keep us from going bankrupt, I will put him or Z Alpine in these races. I will. Like I said, it's so weird because clearly the way the horses are running, it's like watching them trot or pace, but the driver is on top with the saddle instead. And there's no sulky. It's so interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, we're coming around the stretch here. Final turn. Run for Whiskey is getting passed up by a couple of horses. Come on, Run. Come on, boy. Kick in. Let's see how fast they're running. 52 kilometers. He's running. Whiskey's only running. I can't even select him. 48. So this is where speed does come into play, right? Obviously, these horses probably have better speed, so they're able to run faster. We had endurance to last the race properly, but we're only able to get up to 48 kilometers. But he got 6. There's another money place finish for only $940. That, my friends, is the mounted races. Like I said, I will not be doing those myself, but if we're able to win, I don't see why not, right? It's weird. It's interesting, I should say, but if it helps us win, I can't be too against it. Let's go ahead and save here. And I think that will call it an episode. Just double check things. So not bad. I mean, The Alpine got her first win. Every finish for our horses has been a money place finish. Morale is down for everybody. Morale is down. I don't know whose salary to increase. Let's see. I'll increase Neil Gotti's salary. How much salary increase was that? I'll increase both the assistants. Okay, 30 extra, $60 extra. So if I increased all their salary, it would bump up by about 60, and it would make them a lot happier. I don't know if I want to do that yet because I still need to see if everybody's really doing their work properly. Participate. Yeah, so we improved the morale of both of our assistants. We'll see if that has any effect on the rest of the staff. Yeah, well, we'll see if that actually does anything at all. So, endurance is still at 40 for Z Alpine because we're going to have to train her for a while. Run for Whiskey, his acceleration is at 35, so we still got some time, obviously, to work up with him. Let's actually look at the training right quick. Horse Lewis Bridge. I'm just clicking back and forth. I'm just trying to look at something here. Okay. So ideally we would want to get them in another race and then set up the training surrounding that. I might need to fire Lewis Bridge, because since I really want to improve my horse's endurance, I don't think it makes much sense to have him here. So let's actually look to see if we can find a lad. I think that's what we need, right? Yeah, we need a lad that's actually pretty good with endurance training, because Lewis, unfortunately, is not good with it. Ooh. Utaki Caesar. Conditioning is not good, but his endurance program is 94. Yeah, we're definitely hiring this guy. Welcome to the club. Lewis. Sorry, buddy, you gotta go. Morale is going up for everybody. Interesting. So we fired... Huh. So having two lads seemed to improve the morale of everybody. Interesting. If that's the case, that's fine. I'll hire another lad who... Like I said, I just need a lad that's good with endurance training. Let's go by salary, because I'm still trying to be a little cost efficient here. Jeremy Westman. Technique is 9. It's not good. Jackie, her behavior is only 2. Endurance, okay. Might probably get Jackie or Gary. So I'm really focusing on endurance here. That's what I really want. You know, we'll get Jackie. I think Jackie is a pretty good fit. Behavior is not good, but everything else is okay. So let's see if that improves the morale of our staff. Most of them. Do people really like Lewis that much? It seemed like morale was high for everybody when I still had Lewis. Well, whatever. We got 2 lads now. So, we have Utaki and then we have Jackie as well. So now we can actually dedicate these lads individually to both horses. Now, since Z Alpine and Run for Whiskey, they both virtually have the same endurance. It's a matter of whose endurance I want to improve quicker. Because Z Alpine wants to run in longer races, she's going to need to be the priority when it comes to endurance training. So Utaki will handle that since his endurance training rating is at 91. And then Run for Whiskey will deal with Jackie. We'll have Jackie, which her rating is 85, which is still pretty good, to say the least. So we'll have them do endurance to close out the rest of this month. So I'm just going to fast forward 2 weeks here. 1, 2. We'll save again. We're down to 66K. I'm not really worried. Like I said, we're probably just going to take out a loan anyways. Jackie's endurance rating, was it 86 before or was it 85? I swore it was 85. I thought it was, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. How much does conditioning training cost? Because it may be necessary for us. Let's go to the box one more time here. Okay, endurance. I think hasn't really went up for Z Alpine yet. Run for Whiskey it has. His initially started out as 39. It's at a 40 right now. I wonder if the max his endurance can go up to is 41. I hope not. That would kind of suck, you know. Nothing else has really improved in that regards. Technique and adaptability have gone up a little bit for Z Alpine, but not by a whole lot. So the training does work. It just depends on who you have for the staff and obviously just how much it actually goes up. There's still some things I need to obviously read up on in this game. But guys, I believe that's going to do it here for this episode. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Like I said, next video I'll try to actually do a race. I wanted to do one in here, but obviously working with these horses, especially over certain distances, I just don't feel comfortable. I would rather not ruin a potential good result just for the sake of playing. I'll play obviously when I feel like the race is a good race for me to actually you know, take control of and see obviously how we can do. The AI have been doing well though. They've been doing well managing these horses. I'm just kind of worried about the endurance, but like I said, it's much more manageable in this game than in HRM2 when it comes to the harness horse racing. So should be able to do much better with that going forward. Like I said, appreciate you guys' love and support on the channel as always. We'll be playing this a little bit. Also 2003, 2004, again, not going anywhere. I'm just kind of bouncing around. We'll get back into 2001 as well. But until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. I'll be out of a fantastic day. See ya and goodbye.